Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you don't know, my name is Shay and I like to do cash budgeting and sinking fund stuffing. So if that's something that interests you, just make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I post weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. Today I'm going to be doing a weekly check-in, which is just me putting back the cash that I spent throughout the week in the sinking funds. So we're going to start doing this, and then I'm also going to do like an end of month envelope update. First, I'm just going to empty out the change in my wallet because I do have a lot. One of the challenges that I'm doing is coins challenge. So for one of them, I'm filling up this apple juice bottle that I just rinsed out, and I'm putting all my silver coins in here. And then I also have a little coin bank that I put the pennies in. This one is pretty cool because it does actually show you the amount that's in here. I want the silver coin to be a surprise. I just use this for the pennies. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the money in here. This week, there is a lot of spending going on. Normally, we don't spend this much throughout the week, but this was my husband's birthday this passing weekend. That's kind of why there's a lot more spending going on. So on this one, if I insert a penny, it'll like show you the amount, and then it shows you the new total that's actually inside there. So right now it's 306. I'm so happy to hurry up and get these out. My wallet has been getting kind of heavy, but I was trying to wait so that I could like actually show you guys what I do when I get the coins. So whenever I do go out, I don't ever give them coins back. I just save it all. I just always break the bills instead. So my total for the end of this week is $3.16. That's what I have in pennies. Most times when we go out, I'll either use the credit card to earn the reward points. That way, you know, you can redeem them for gift cards, or I'll just try and use cash. Since we did a lot of spending this week, I kind of just tried to do more of the bigger purchases with cash, but also kind of wanted the bigger purchases to use the credit card so that I could earn the rewards on that. So one of the first purchases that we did was we went to Juicy Crab. That was just one of our little date nights, and we spent $75.70. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take that out of Delight. There's Delight. So we spent $75.70. Most times with cash, what I do is I either round it up or down. For this case, I'm rounding it down. It'll be okay, it'll add up later. So 50, 60, 75. So that's the 75. Check this off so that I know that I did it. And I'm just gonna change my slip. Light is at 0. And what I'm also going to do is, while I'm updating these, I'm going to kind of try and update my end of month cash envelopes. So for Delight, which is here, it started out at 55 and now it's at 0. So I'll just go ahead and update that. Oops. Just go ahead and update that to 0. So that's that one. Go ahead and put this in there. The next one. So some of the bills had a little bit of an increase, which for those, I'm just going to transfer those out of the account. We have like a month of bills account that we keep in there. Normally I would just do that when I do the budget. I'll just like incur for the extras, but it kind of happened a little late, so I didn't see it at first. So I'm just going to move that from the account. Costco membership, I'm going to take that out of grocery stockpile. If I remember correctly, grocery stockpile only has $25. I'm just going to take the remainder from somewhere else. Grocery stockpile, see how much that one has. So grocery stockpile had 25. So that just means that I'll need to take $5 from somewhere else. And now Costco is also at 0. This is just like one of my favorite things. Like, I just love doing everything with cash sinking funds. Like, I just love doing these, period. And also, like, even though like we have these separate envelopes for things, this is just a way of like always making sure like you have a surplus of money. So even if I do spend more in one other category, I can always take from another. So it's just, you're always spending what you actually have. I like that idea. So here, I'm just gonna go ahead and put a check. I owe it $5. So I'm gonna write that to the side for right now, because I think there's gonna be a couple other categories that I'll have to take from a different one. So right now I'll just put a check. That was grocery stockpile groceries, so that's now at 0. So it started at 41 and it's now at 0. As you can see, we've been doing a lot of spending this month. So my next one is clothing, and clothing is actually my wallet because, like I said, we did some spending this week. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take these out. So I have clothing, and then I also have Tyler here. So I'll start with clothes. So clothing, let me grab my calculator so we know exactly how much I need to take out. So clothing, it was $119.22 plus $37.10 plus the $88.76, which that equals $245.08. So I'm just gonna round it up to $246. And this is all the clothing money. So 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 10, 15, 16, 17. So this is $217. I kind of mix and matched Tyler and clothing because they were both just funds that I used for his birthday. So that's $217, $237, $237, and $237. That's gonna make it $243, $44, $245, $42, $46. So that's a $246 in there. Let me just recount it and make sure. 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So this is actually 245. Did I count that right? 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 220, 230, 235, 240, 241, 42, 43, 44, 45. So yes, this is 245. I'm actually $1 short here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this 10 out. I'm just gonna put a 20 in. So now we have 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 5, and I'll just take $1 back. So that's $246. So that's all the money for clothes. I'm really just gonna take everything out of Tyler because I'm just gonna keep it all in clothing because he still is gonna plan on getting some stuff from clothes. I'm gonna go ahead and put these ones here. I'm gonna show you what I do with the ones later. That one I'm gonna keep because it's included in the total, but these ones I'm putting somewhere else. We'll just keep 20, 40, 55 in clothes. 5 that I owe out of there. I'm just gonna leave it at 50. 20, 30, 50. I'm just gonna leave it at 50 and put this 5 in here. That way I don't owe anything else. $2 is in clothes. I'm just gonna put that on here. So we had 430 in the beginning and now we're at 50 in there. 50. I'll just put this back in clothes. While I'm in here, I'll go ahead and count PS5 as an update. So PS5 only has $100. So I'll just go ahead and write that in here as well. Sorry if I'm confusing you. I'm kind of trying to just do everything all at once. So PS5 had 80, now it's at 100, so that increased a little bit. And then took money out of Delight. For travel, I'm taking the money out of here. So let's see, I did one for $31.79 and I did one for $27.51 and I also did one for $8.50. So that's $67 that I need to pay back. 30 out of travel. So I'm taking 30 out, so I'll just subtract 30. So we just need to do $37. So travel is now at 0. Which travel isn't really a big deal right now. It's not like we're really going anywhere with COVID. So travel is at 0. So it was at 25, somehow I had 30. Probably added some extra money in there, but now it's at 0. So I'm just gonna put this in here. So that's it for this binder. Yeah. We still need to do $37.80 that I owe. So I'm going to take that out of I'm gonna kind of divvy that one up a little bit. I don't want to empty out anything. So I'm going to take out 20 out of health. Well, no, I'm not gonna take it out of health. I'm gonna leave out the loan. I'm gonna take 15 out of car maintenance. Car maintenance I'm not too worried about just because we do already have like a car maintenance fund in savings. This is kind of just some little on-hand cash that we keep, just like for like things like oil changes and brakes. So 50, 70, 90. So we can take out 15 off of this total. And then I'm gonna put 15 here. And then I'm going to put 90 left for car maintenance. So car maintenance was at 140 and now it's at 90. My husband did get an oil change too, so that's also where some of that decrease came from. We still owe $23, so I'm just gonna take that from college. We owe 23. I don't normally keep ones. I'm gonna take this one over here and I'm just gonna take out 25. So it's just gonna have 1, 2, 210 is gonna be left in college. So 1, 2, 10. So 210 is left in college. And then I'm gonna update that. Grocery stockhouse empty. Car maintenance has 90. Dental doesn't have anything in it. Update that. Health. Health has 20 and 40, so health has $40. And toiletries has 1, 2, 3. Normally I'll take the ones out, but since I just put this in, I'm gonna leave this in here and just wait till the next end of month. And then if I still have ones in here, then I'm gonna put that with the rest of the pile. But for now, I'll leave this here. So I'm just gonna total up this one binder. 210 plus 90 plus 43 equals 343. So that's how much is left in this envelope. 343. Back here, this is my savings challenge. So this is where I'm gonna put these excess ones that I have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in here. I don't count this, but I don't want this to get too full. So I'm gonna condense this down a little bit and then deposit the excess. But let me just check to make sure there's nothing else that I can put some more money in here. So let me just check the other 2 envelopes and then I'll get back to that one. So in this envelope, wedding has 0. This is like my days to remember envelope. Basically, I'll just put like any important dates in here. So wedding is at 0. Mother's Day, let's see how much we have in here. Because any excess ones, I'm gonna take those out. So in Mother's Day, we have $22. So I'm gonna take out these 2 ones and I'm gonna put those in the savings challenge. And since we're also doing a deposit, I'm gonna exchange this out for a 20. So Mother's Day will just be at 20. So $20 in Mother's Day. Father's Day started out at $5. Let's see where we're at now. Mother's Day has $12. So I'm gonna go ahead and take out the 2 ones over here. So she's gonna have $10 left. So Father's Day now has $10. Christmas is still at 0. Birthdays, a lot of birthdays I'm pretty sure it's gone down just because we had a lot of February birthdays between me and my husband. So now we just have $15 left in birthdays. And we still have a lot of time now until the next one. The next one isn't until May, which that would just be my sister-in-law. And then Black Friday, we have $60. That Thanksgiving envelope I actually got rid of, so I'm just gonna go line through that. I got rid of it temporarily. I got rid of the Thanksgiving one temporarily just because it's not really a focus. So I have a lot of sinking funds envelopes that I've actually created, but I've taken out the ones that aren't really important right now just to kind of like give some space in my envelopes. So if it's not something that I'm currently saving for within the next couple of months, I took it out temporarily. But once we start focusing on that again, then I'll bring them back. So that's it for this envelope. So let's see. So that's 20 plus 10 plus 15 plus 60, which is 105. But normally what I do is I keep a cumulative amount of the total, but I'm just gonna write this to the side. Nah, I'm just gonna let it right there actually, no big deal. It just makes it look like there's a big gap when there's really not. And then this other binder. So this Shay I'm not counting. This is just part of my $40 or $50, how much I budget, I can't remember. This is only part of my spending money, but I just put half of it in here. That way I only spend half of it each week. So I'll be taking this out for this upcoming week, but I'm not going to put it on there because it's not towards that. And then for Tyler, so Tyler has been zeroed out. So I have 0, Tyler has 0. Taxes, so it's kind of getting thick. Taxes has 197. So what I'm actually going to do with this one, I want to just make this an even 200 because like it's just annoying to have that odd number and I just don't see a point. So I'm gonna take $3 from here, which would normally go into my savings challenge. I'm gonna take this out and put it in here just so that I can make this an even another 100. So I'll count this up. 100. Just another $100. I'm just gonna take 100 back. Put that towards taxes. So now taxes has 200. So I'll just put it to pop. So taxes has 200. Tyler's car taxes. He has 2045. So we'll put 45 in car taxes. Started off with 15. Now it has 1, 2, 3. Since I just put these 3 ones in here, I'm just gonna leave this in for another little month. And then at the end of next month, if I still have these ones, then I'll put them towards the savings challenge. So home has 3. And miscellaneous. Miscellaneous had like $3, but I spent that. I spent that already, so I'm just gonna put 0. That's all of them already. I'm just gonna add these all up. This one is 150. But I'm gonna put the, no, I'll just put 50. So I'm gonna do 248 plus 343 plus 105 plus 150. And that equals 846. So we started out with 1560 and we're ending with $846. That is a big decrease. So we're gonna go 1560 minus 846, which is 17 cents. Put this in red because it's a decrease. So we went down $114, which that honestly sounds correct because about 400 of that money was clothing money for my husband's birthday, and then about 200 and something was part of the budget, the money that I budgeted for my husband's birthday as well. So that's basically almost what we spent about for clothing and eating out and things like that for my husband's birthday. So that's fine, it's understandable, it happens. That's the point of having these sinking funds. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this savings challenge one. And I'm going to condense it a little. I think everything else was kind of already condensed to its lowest possible number. So let me add this one in here. So I'm gonna kind of minimize this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is 15. So 15. I'm gonna do 20. I think 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So yeah, this is $20. So I am going to exchange this out and get a $20 bill so that this doesn't get too thick. Yeah. So obviously you can see it's $26, but I'm just going to keep this going all year, so hopefully when it starts getting thicker and thicker, you know, I won't be able to know exactly what the amount is, but for now I know. So I'm just going to make sure that all this totals up to what it should be getting deposited back into the account. So we're just going to go back to here. I'm just going to add up these numbers to see how much we should have. So we have 75.70. So I'm gonna type in the coins for this just to make sure that I have more than enough rather than not enough. So I'm gonna do 75.70 plus these two aren't on there. $30 for the Costco. 31.79. 119.22 plus 27.51 plus that was already deposited. So plus the 850 plus 37.10. minus 88.76. So that equals 418.58. So this should be like 419 or more. So we'll see what this is. So we got 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So that's 400. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is $421. So I'm actually over by like $2. So I'm gonna take out the $2 and I'm gonna put these in the savings challenge. Yeah, so I'm gonna put these in the savings challenge. I'm just gonna make sure I don't have any extra ones in my. There is 3 ones in here that I actually took out from a previous purchase that I was supposed to put in savings challenge. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those in there too. I did that because I was trying to keep from spending the ones whenever we spent, so that could also go into the challenge. So actually, that's 3. I think that's gonna make this enough to be another 10. Because that's 5. That's 5, and this is a 5, so I'm just gonna switch out a 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm just gonna swap this out for 10. And I'll put this back in my savings challenge. That is the end of this video. So I just want to thank everybody who watched and tuned in today. Let me know if you like these types of videos. If you do, give me a thumbs up. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.